Few days ago, I released a video that for some reason seems to have confused a lot of people. The video was about blackness. We were talking about the fact that I grew up overseas in Panama and how it affected me. And I started to tell them, like, if I had grown up in America, I would probably be a different kind of person, especially being black. I probably would not have the perspectives or opinions that I have about politics and social issues, even music. I think that if you clicked on this video, you probably know what I was trying to say because you've probably experienced it yourself. The fact that people try to gatekeep being black. They try to gatekeep victimhood. Americans have a real deep-rooted issue with race. That's one thing I've noticed. Ever since I moved to America, I noticed that Americans are obsessed with race, especially black Americans. Unfortunately, I have to call a spade a spade. That's a fact. Almost every single conversation that I've had with African Americans since I moved here from Panama has been about race. And I keep trying to explain to these people that no, I'm not trying to be quote unquote white, what they define as white. I'm not an Oreo. I'm not trying to fit in. I'm not doing any of those things. I'm literally just being myself. It's almost like people that are born and raised in America don't understand that outside of America, especially in Central America, race is not the key defining factor of a person. Growing up in Panama, I almost never ever thought about race at all. Your social hierarchy was dependent on how much money you had, not really what color your skin was. There is no such thing as whiteness. There is no such thing as blackness. People right now, I know a certain group, a certain demographic of black people that watch this video are gonna be like, look at this guy trying to act white. But what they don't realize is as a person who grew up overseas and never experienced direct racism, never really had to sit down and think about, oh, I'm black, should I do this? I'm white, should I do that? I don't think about race. I talk the way I talk because that's the way I learned how to speak. Nobody's trying to be white. It annoys me that black Americans overall, and I hate to make this video about black Americans, I really do, because they're gonna say, oh, he's picking on us. He never mentions the flaws that other communities have. And it's like, well, I'm mentioning these flaws because I'm part of your community, whether you like it or not. Black Americans will always come to me and say, yo, you're acting white. Look at this guy trying to talk white. Look at this guy reading all those books. Look at this guy listening to this kind of music or that kind of music. And to me, ever since I moved to America, 15, 16 years ago, I've thought that the concept of whiteness and blackness was stupid. It's really a low IQ take. Yo, black people don't go scuba diving. Yo, black people don't go caving. Oh, black people don't do this. Black people don't do that. Vice versa. Oh, that white guy's trying to do this. That white guy's trying to do that. Yo, he's trying to steal our culture. Yo, you're not allowed to use that word. You're not allowed to use this word. The whole thing is stupid. And the problem I have with American culture is when you point that out, right? A guy like me, you point out these flaws and all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. Oh, this guy's an Uncle Tom. This guy's a raccoon. This guy's this. This guy's that. This guy's a race traitor. This guy hates being black. And it's like, you have a real issue. First of all, I don't hate being black, but I'm also indifferent to being black. The race that you're born isn't something you chose. It's not something to be proud of. You didn't earn it. You just happen to be born black or white or Asian or Hispanic. Being proud of a race, being proud of being part of a group that you didn't do anything to get into, to me is a low IQ take. You should be proud of your accomplishments, not the color of your skin. You should be proud of the content of your character. They want you to be part of a team. And if you're not part of the team, they want to ostracize you and say, oh, we're going to take away your black card. There's no such thing as a black card, dude. Like, how old are you? If you see a guy trying to do good for himself, studying, being educated, speaking with the proper vernacular, I think it's insane for you to come up to that guy and say, you're trying to act white. Why? Because I'm trying to be successful? Why? Because I'm trying to assimilate to the general American culture? So what do you want me to do? The feeling I get is that you want me to be a stereotype. You want me to just talk in slang, run the streets, not have a job. And I hate to frame it that way because those are all stereotypes, but that's what I get when you come to me and say, oh, yo, you're trying to act white just because I have a career, just because I'm studied, just because I talk clearly. And it's really a pity. It's really a pity because I want to see American culture succeed and flourish, right? But it's not going to flourish if you have a subculture that glorifies gang violence, glorifies drug use, glorifies the gangster mentality. And that doesn't just go for black culture. I mean, I'm talking about any culture. It needs to be reformed. And for you to go and punish the few people in your own culture that are trying to make a difference, the kid who's trying to become a doctor, you're going to bully him. Oh, you're trying to act white. Look at this guy studying, reading books. And the crazy thing is, you're watching this video, but I'm not even being ironic or exaggerating. Like, this is actually something that happens in real life. I've seen it happen with my own 2 eyes. It's happened to me. When I first moved to America, remember that Panama is a multicultural mixing pot. So in Panama, you can be whatever color you want and you can do whatever you want, right? You can scuba dive if you want. You can skydive if you want. You can listen to whatever music you want. Nobody's gonna come to you and say, oh, this guy's listening to the wrong kind of music. This guy's dressing the wrong way. Why is he dressing like that? I moved to America and I tried to continue listening to the music that I enjoy, dressing the way that I enjoy, speaking the way that I enjoy, being myself. And I immediately was confronted by my coworkers that were saying, oh, bro, what are you doing, Scott? What are you doing, bro? You gotta, we need to get Scott right. Literally, that's what I was told. We need to get Scott right. You can't be out here dressed like that. You can't be listening to that kind of music, that white boy devil music. What's wrong with you, bro? We gotta get Scott right, bro. Scott is tripping. I listen to all kinds of music. That's what people don't understand, right? They think that I'm a one-dimensional person. Even last night in the call we were having on Discord, I brought up a content creator, David Dobrik, and the guys in the call didn't know who he was. Maybe 1 or 2 of the guys knew. And I was like, how do you not know who David Dobrik is? How do you not know who Steve Will Do It is? And they're like, well, I mean, I'm really focused on the Kai Cenats, the I Show Speeds, the Your Rages. And I was like, okay, so you're only focused on black content creators. For all that you guys think that I am whitewashed, I am not prejudiced. I told them last night, like, I listen to any type of music and I watch any content creator. I watch white content creators, I watch black content creators, I watch Asian content creators. And the problem I have is that a lot of these guys, they don't do that. They see an Asian face, they don't click on the video. They see a white face, they don't click on the video. They see a Hispanic face, they don't click on the video. They want to be in an echo chamber where they only see people that look like them. And it's unfortunate because doing that, you miss a lot of opportunities to learn from different cultures. And I'm not that kind of person. I listen to all kinds of music, rock, rap, bachata, country, watch all kinds of YouTubers, white YouTubers, black YouTubers, Asian YouTubers. It's actually pretty easy to do. I don't understand why these people act like it's so hard. Imagine if I was the kind of content creator that only watched black content creators. But in their minds, you know what the crazy thing is? The crazy thing is that in their minds, they think that I'm the kind of person who only watches white content creators. And I'm wearing this hat. I specifically put this hat on just to make sure, that people know that I am a person who thinks different. And I'm going to be honest, right now, I'm really not a Trump supporter, but I'm going to wear the hat anyway for this video just to prove a point, because I promise you in the comment section of this video, there's going to be so many people saying, oh my God, he's wearing that hat. The hat is not the problem. The ideology, the politics, the policies are the problem. I find it ironic and kind of funny that people will freak out over a hat. They'll freak out over the superficial. They'll freak out over what they see with their eyes. That's one thing I've noticed about Americans. Americans love to just focus on the superficial. Some people will see me wearing this hat in the thumbnail or in the beginning of the video and they won't click on the video. They won't click on the video. Right off the bat, they're like, no, I'm not clicking on the video. Fuck that guy. And it's like, how can you say that without actually hearing my words? I'm not some sort of crazy Trump supporter. I'm not some sort of crazy right winger. I'm not some sort of crazy left winger. I'm just a normal average dude. But the problem is that because you judge a book by its cover, which in this case, the book is really confusing for you because you're used to stereotypes. You're used to living in this really one-dimensional, monotone black and white world. You don't know what to think. You say, this guy's confused. But what you really don't understand is that you're the one who's confused. You're the one who's not cultured. You're the one who's not educated. You're the one who hasn't lived in other places and doesn't know how the world really works. You think that everywhere in the world people act the way they act. You believe that you have true freedom because you've been told you have freedom. But in reality, you don't have freedom. You're a slave and you're chained to your own ideology and you're limiting yourself. And that's the reason why you're not going to become somebody successful in this world, because you're obsessed with what you've been taught. And the fact that in this case, you're black, you think you're subjugated, or you're white, you think you're superior. And it's like, the truth is you're just another human being on this planet. And there really isn't that much of a difference between whites, blacks, Asians, Hispanics, Arabs. At the end of the day, we all bleed red. We're all born to die. It's in your best interest to focus on yourself and become somebody. I guess my takeaway here is that I want to see people open their minds. I'm sick and tired of people saying, oh, this guy's a raccoon, this guy's an Uncle Tom. I want you to explore the world. I want you to learn about other cultures and become the best human you can be. You're not going to become the best human you can be if you're obsessed with race, if you're obsessed with fitting into a subculture, and if you refuse to expand your mind and learn new things. Anyways, I just wanted to get that off my chest. I'm out. Peace.